Garth, report today from Grant Wall about the USSF general manager position. Do you have any comment on that? They've associated you with it.
I read in the paper that they're looking for GM candidates, and flattered to be considered. I've said I think a couple times that whether it's working directly for U.S. Soccer or working in my current role, want to be part of the solution. Clearly, there's room for improvement there. That said, I'm really happy with the Sounders, really happy with my job. I think I got one of the best jobs in soccer in the United States, and this is not something that I would leave lightly or without serious consideration. So right now, focused on trying to get our last couple signings over the line here before Champions League starts, and on that note, have added a couple guys today, and I think we'll get a couple more potentially in the next week to 10 days before we kick off in El Salvador.
What about the two signings that you're bringing today, Roldan and McCrary? Have you seen that you liked about them when you were scouting?
Roldan, obviously, we had a long look at, played here locally for Seattle U and for Coach Fewing, and we obviously know the family a little bit. So, no, he's a great kid, man. He's astonishingly like his brother from a work ethic and focus and intensity standpoint, and just really happy to have him, really happy to add him. It's a really good fit already. And with Jordan, he's a kid that came out of college with really high marks, really highly regarded, despite the fact that he went to North Carolina, and hurt himself, and really had took a kind of a half step back, and but he really came out and worked, and he was really humble, and he's really persistent. I mean, they reached out to us back in, I want to say, November, saying, hey, can we get a chance? And we really weren't sure, and we knew we had O'Neal at the time, and we'd had some interest for O'Neal around the league, and we kind of said, look, let's see how the season finishes and plays out, and they really kept on us, man, and we said, look, we got to wait, let's see if we pick anybody in the draft, and we were there. Jordan's appeared number one option. I mean, who knows? Maybe he's calling everybody in the league, and I'm flattering myself. But he was a kid who really wanted it, and I was impressed by that from the beginning. Coaching staff was impressed from that from day one, that he was really hungry to come in here and have a younger player paired with a veteran player. You guys have heard me say this ad nauseum at this point. That's what we want at every position: a veteran player, a young player. Whether the young player starting, the veterans player starting, that's the best pairing to have at every position group. And we think that this meets that description, and we look forward to Jordan coming in and hopefully earning some playing time.
Hungry, humble. What else then? What else do you look at a young player? What are some of those attributes that you say, yes, that's our kind of?
He's got to be able to move. I mean, like these guys got to have some basic athletic stuff. Can they translate to the next level? And with Jordan and with Alex, they have that. They have that athletic platform. Jordan's got a good burst on the outside. Alex has got a good engine covering ground in the middle. And either you can or you can't do that stuff. But if you can, and you have the personality, and you have the mental toughness, and hopefully a little bit of technical ability, you find the right combination. Those are the guys you try and sign.
Soccer knowledge, and I just mean knowing the game, is that part of it, given what Brian and Preki now stand for?
Yeah, look, I mean, it all goes into it, right? But what I would say is in general, when you get kids out of college or you get some of these younger players, they do need a little bit of help tactically if you're talking about the domestic American kids. And again, that's a generalization. That's not true of every kid, but if there's one general weakness, that's it. Usually you're a little bit better athlete and a little bit less well trained from a tactics standpoint. Now, as our academies come online and they get better over the years, I think that'll change, but that's where we are right now.
What are your thoughts on the news today with Brad Evans signing with Sporting Kansas City? Obviously a guy who's been here for a long time, did a lot for the club.
Happy for him. Obviously a guy who had been with the Sounders for a long time, contributed a ton to the club, scored a penalty kick to win us the title, did everything we asked over almost a decade with the Sounders. So, really wish him the best. And again, he was a union guy. He was part of the last CBA negotiation, so I know how much it meant to be a free agent. And for him as a free agent to be able to choose where he wants to play, I think that's a big deal as well. So happy for him, and happy he got to choose where he got to play, and wish him the best going forward.
The team is going to play Sacramento Republic. There hasn't really been a friendly with a major club. Where do you stand in maybe preparing friendlies for this CONCACAF Champions League that maybe have a little bit more level of play?
We hit Columbus and Portland, obviously down in Tucson. We're going to Sacramento to try to pick up that game. So, look, we obviously haven't played an international opponent. There was something that we did look at for preseason ahead of this game, and it was something that honestly we just couldn't get it to work in the schedule. So, you know, it would have been ideal to have played an international opponent. But that said, you know, this is the thing that's really different than a year ago. So, you know, in 16 we win the title. We changed 4 starters and 13 players. Now we only changed 1 starter who had been on our team already and in our organization for 2 years, in Nuhutolo. And even more than that, we brought back 17 of our top 18 guys in minutes. And every measurable metric that we have, we've brought back at least 4 of the top 5 guys, whether that's goals or blocked shots or tackles or crosses or saves or assists. So, like, we have a really, really solid foundation in place, and we have a number of players like Leardom and Rodriguez that I think are going to be better because they're going to have a full preseason with us in preparation. And for me, we have 3 of the best young, talented players in the league. If you look at Nuhutolo, you look at Christian Roldan, you look at Jordan Morris, you know, and I think it's reasonable to say we expect those players to improve. So if you look at all those factors, I feel good about where our team is. I feel good about what we're coming back from. I'm excited. I mean, in a business, if you had a 90% retention rate for your core that had gone to the title game back-to-back, you know, yes, we always want to get better. Yes, we always got to improve. And, you know, we've added Whalen, we've added Magnus. We're going to continue to tinker, as you guys have heard me say. I think we're going to have at least 2 more signings. We obviously have to have a goalkeeper. That's stating the obvious, and maybe we get another one over the line here before Santa Tecla. So, you know, we'll see. But we feel like we're going to try to, again, take our time, sign the right players, as opposed to feel some pressure to sign a player because we feel like we have this foundation in place.